Alright, welcome back YouTube. It's been a couple weeks and let me explain. Alright, so as you guys could tell from the intro of the video, the car runs and drives. Unfortunately, I didn't film the whole process of like the brake install and my first drive in it. I'll explain why, but basically I ran into a bunch of issues. The main one being was the E-fan was not kicking on, so I mean, I was able to drive it, but it was mainly just like down the block before the thing would start like overheating. So what the issue of that was, basically this was not getting the right signal to ground out the fan to turn it on. And the result, or the problem I should say, the problem was the relay kit that I bought. The relay was wired up completely wrong. So I actually had to tear that apart, rewire up the relay. And after that, everything works as it should. So that was issue one. Issue two was this clutch reservoir. So where that blue line connects to the bottom, the little barb on it threads into it. So that should have had a O-ring, but for some reason it didn't come with O-rings. So that ended up leaking all over the damn place. And I didn't know until I pulled all this back apart, pulled the fitting off, and noticed that it was like a concave fitting in there. So luckily a friend had a perfect O-ring that would fit in there, so swapped that in, eliminated that problem. All right, so the other part that was missing was actually, if I take you down here, this little L bracket that grounds out to the brake light sensor. I had to make a little L bracket right there because that was missing out of the kit. Chase Bays did send a new one, but I mean, I don't really feel like pulling that one out, swapping in a powder coated version just to do that. But the solution I made works. I'm not really tripping about it. They resolved it by shipping out a new one, so it is what it is. Also, there was one other issue I had with the kit, and I'm sure it seems like I'm bashing Chase Bays, and I mean, a lot of you would probably be like, Chase Bays sucks at this point, but overall, after getting everything sorted and testing the brakes, feeling how that all feels, I am content with the product that I bought. But third issue is this. I'll have a picture of what I'm talking about right here. Basically, when I got the kit, before I cut that nut down, this pedal was chilling like probably about that far. So all I did was chop down that nut, bring this in more, and yeah, it's a lot better now. So another little problem solving that I had to do on my part. So yeah, all the negatives aside, I just want to say that this thing is completely leak free now. I checked all the fittings. There is no brake fluid leaking out or anything. Performance of the whole unit's great. I just want to say that it does take probably about a couple of days to get used to the whole manual brake thing. At first, you are kind of tripping like, oh shit, like I don't have brakes at all, but you do. You just have to use a bit more effort. It does take more modulation to get the brakes to work, but overall, I prefer manual brakes now, and there's only one upgrade I really have to do now, and that would be brake pads. So right now, I just have like cheap AutoZone pads, and basically the downfall of having like cheap non-performance pads with the manual brake setup is you're not going to have a good initial bite when you press down. So once I swap those out, when you first push down, I'll have a better like grab to it. So in a few weeks I will be ordering like some hawk pads, get those swapped out. But also let me just mention that this whole brake kit is very plug and play. Everything was pretty easy to install. I didn't have to like modify anything. Basically, the bias valve's at the bottom. If you want a 60/40, you want to fully go counterclockwise with it, and that's where I have that set right now. Once this is bolted up to the car, all you have to do is pretty much run the lines. Pretty self-explanatory on that. After the lines are all ran, just bleed all the brakes, which that bled pretty quick actually. And yeah, overall install was super easy. Also, I did build the whole exhaust vent like last week, I think it was, and basically what I have going on here is catless headers. That runs to a 3.5-inch Y pipe. From there it goes to a vibrant resonator right about in the middle there. And then it just shoots out to the back, which is also a vibrant muffler. So I got these exhaust tips off of eBay. I think they were about 60 bucks. Fabbed that up onto the muffler, and overall, the tone is really good on it, I think. you probably heard from the other video, but I'll insert a clip here of me actually revving on it. But personally, I kind of want it to be a little bit louder, so I might ditch the resonator, and I know a lot of people will say like resonators don't change the volume, but still gonna try to test that because I also have a second issue, which is the resonator chills a little too low on it, and I'll show you that right now. All right, so if you look right there, you can see that the resonator chills pretty low, probably about 1 inch off the ground. So if I chop that off, I'll probably save a lot of room and I won't be scraping on as much shit. So definitely plan on trying that out at least. I mean, if I regret that, then I mean, I could just weld it back on. Not too big of a deal on that. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers the last couple of weeks and what I've had going on behind the scenes that I haven't been filming. I just want to say that this car is like, the drivability on it is just perfect. Goes through all the gears as it should, holds temp, doesn't leak at all. No power steering leak, surprisingly, with the stock E36 system on it, but everything's solid. Couldn't be happier with it. I just want to mention like how good it feels to complete a project like this. Like, I've never built a car to this magnitude. I mean, I started to on that one back there, but obviously that one's not finished yet. But just finishing a car like on this level, full shave bay, engine swap, like it feels great just to cruise down the road and be able to get back into it, go through the gears, feel the steering on it, and couldn't be more happy, to be honest. This is quite the experience. It took a lot of freaking blood, sweat, and tears to get the thing going, a lot of money, but in the end, it's well worth it. So if any of you guys want to like start something like this, 100% recommend giving it what you got, going for it, because in the end, it's worth it. All right, so I think I'm going to close out this video, but I do want to let you guys know that this Friday, I'm actually getting this thing dyno tuned. So right now it's just chilling on a bass tune and it runs good. I mean, rev limiter is set at like 6,000, so I can't really fully wrap this thing out. It's not fully utilized yet, but comment down below what you guys think this thing's gonna make, and at the end of next video, I'll post the results of that. So that's it for this week, guys. Thanks for watching. Till next time.